Marcus Taylor's hands rested lightly on the polished steering wheel of his Rolls-Royce, the engine purring softly in the quiet cul-de-sac. He glanced at the sunset reflecting off the chrome, feeling a rare moment of calm, until a sharp, piercing voice shattered the silence. That car shouldn't be here. HOA, Karen's shout echoed from across the street, her face red with indignation. She pointed at him as if the luxury car itself were a crime. "I'm calling the cops," she screamed, fumbling with her phone as neighbors peeked from behind curtains, wide-eyed and curious. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're re-watching from. I love knowing who's listening." Marcus leaned back in his seat, unmoved. Karen thought she could intimidate him with authority and outrage, but she had no idea who she was dealing with. He watched her struggle with her phone, every frantic movement betraying her arrogance. Marcus had lived here quietly for years, earning respect, building wealth, and unknown to Karen owning every property in this neighborhood. The irony that she was calling the police on someone she couldn't touch was almost poetic. He stepped out of the car, letting the soft crunch of gravel announce his presence. The air felt charged, heavy with tension, as Karen's indignation collided with Marcus's quiet confidence. Leaves stirred in the evening breeze, dust dancing in the golden sunlight, as the neighborhood slowly began to gather, sensing that something monumental was about to unfold. Karen's voice grew louder, trembling now with frustration. "This is a neighborhood. You can't just flaunt that car here like it's... She broke off, suddenly aware of the crowd forming behind her. Neighbors peeked over fences, whispered among themselves, and pointed to the fine line of Marcus's perfectly manicured estate. Marcus smiled faintly, a mixture of amusement and patience in his eyes. "You're right, Karen. This is a neighborhood. Kay and I own it." His words hung in the air like thunderclouds, heavy and undeniable. Gasps erupted. Gren froze, her phone slipping slightly from her hands. "Wait, what?" Her voice cracked, disbelief washing over her like cold water. He continued, gesturing subtly toward the houses lining the street. "Every property, every street corner, every inch of this cul-de-sac, it's mine. Your HOA authority doesn't extend beyond your imagination." The neighbors' whispers grew louder, a symphony of astonishment. Some clapped softly, others exchanged incredulous glances. The tension between Karen and Marcus was palpable, almost cinematic, as if the neighborhood itself held its breath. Karen stumbled backward, her bravado shattered. She had thought she was enforcing rules, asserting dominance, and protecting her sense of order. But reality had a way of humbling arrogance, and now she realized the full scope of her miscalculation. Marcus, calm and dignified, simply let her understand it without raising his voice. Authority, it seemed, was not a matter of shouting. It was measured in patience, wisdom, and quiet strength. Finally, Marcus added, "Respect is earned, Karen, not assumed. And arrogance. Arrogance fades when it meets truth." The crowd murmured in agreement. The subtle wind carrying the sounds of leaves and distant dogs barking, punctuating the gravity of the moment. Karen's phone fell to the gravel, her mouth opening and closing without forming words. Marcus returned to his Rolls-Royce, the engine's purr now seeming triumphant rather than serene. The neighbors cheered quietly, a wave of acknowledgement washing over the evening like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Karen retreated, finally grasping the lesson that power without wisdom, authority without knowledge, was a fragile thing. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. Please. As Marcus drove slowly down the street, the setting sun glinting off the chrome hood. The neighborhood knew one truth. Arrogance is temporary, respect is enduring, and true strength is measured not in wealth alone, but in the legacy one builds quietly, patiently, and with dignity.